Outdoors Delmarva covers everything outdoors,
including real hunting and fishing situations involving wildlife.
We do our best each week to bring you tasteful content,
but viewer discretion is advised.
Now enjoy the show.
We begin this week at the Caroline 4-H Park in Denton to get you ready for a Sportsman's Bash.
We head to Middletown to meet the December recipient of the WBOC Mountaire Farm to Table Scholarship.
Scorchy Taws takes us inside to get warmed by the fire of a knife-making blacksmith.
And then we'll freeze right back up at an Ocean City New Year's Day tradition.
Outdoors Delmarva starts right now.
Welcome to Outdoors Delmarva, the show that celebrates our communities, our cultures and traditions in the places we call home. My name is Jason Lee.
And I'm Lauren Hitch. And Jason, I know that this is Outdoors Delmarva, but it is pretty cold up here.
It certainly is, but I brought us hand warmers, some hot chocolate,
okay,
a portable heater,
all right,
and a blanket. And if that's not good enough, I'll always hug you to keep you toasty warm.
Or we could just get in the running Subaru.
No, we could do that too.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. And now, here are Jason Lee and Lauren Hitch.
It is wintertime and it's awfully cold out there, which is why we are sitting inside the Subaru. But all the more reason to start thinking about the heat and humidity of August.
So to help you out with those margarita poolside thoughts, we're getting you ready for the Sportsman's Bash that helps raise money for the Caroline Dorchester County Fair.
Despite the frosty temperatures and the idea of ice-cold lemonade on a hot August night seemingly too far away to make any of us feel warmer, the Caroline Dorchester County Fair will return once again to the Caroline County 4-H Park in Denton during the dog days of summer.
But it doesn't return on its own by way of magic, clicking your heels together 3 times, or by sheer willpower.
It takes a dedicated team of hardworking men and women to strategize and coordinate a week-long celebration of a year's worth of work put in by those kids in 4-H, FFA, and those who work the family farm.
But it also takes the community at large to come together and support those supplemental events like the Caroline Dorchester County Fair Sportsman's Bash coming up on February 8th at the Caroline County 4-H Park.
The doors to the 3rd annual bash open at 10 a.m. with the first prize announced at noon.
In-person entry tickets are $60 and non-entry tickets are just $30.
Both entry ticket levels give you the chance at winning one of the main prizes, like a Beretta A300, a Savage 22-250, a Black Rain 556, or up to $750 cash.
But your in-person entry also gets you a barbecue chicken and beef dinner, all-you-can-drink beer, and a chance at several other raffle prizes only available to those in attendance.
Another great reason to attend is taking joy in the fellowship that comes from knowing that you're helping to keep a summer tradition alive for another year.
Caroline Dorchester County Fair Board President Mitchell Keneally reminds us that despite all of the benefits for the adults attending the Sportsman's Bash, it's the kids that are the real winners.
Children work all year long, whether it be a 4-H animal project, indoor crafts, public speaking. They put a lot of time and energy into all their projects. So our main goal is to keep improving our annual fair every year to make it better for the community, which invites more people to join 4-H, and it gives the current 4-Hers something to look forward to.
It takes a community to keep traditions alive. And when it comes to a tradition that keeps the next generation engaged in a way of life that seems to be disappearing right before our eyes, community involvement is more important than ever.
The Sportsman's Bash isn't just a great way to help out the Caroline Dorchester County Fair, but it's a great way to spend a Saturday in February. So get your tickets now at CarolineDorchesterCountyFair.com.
We'll meet the latest recipient of the WBOC Mountaire Farm to Table Scholarship when Outdoors Delmarva returns.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
We are proud to partner with Mountaire Farms to honor Delmarva High School seniors who have a passion for agriculture or the culinary arts.
And we're proud to introduce to you the December recipient of the WBOC Mountaire Farm to Table Scholarship, Appoquinimic's Gianna White.
I knew I wanted to go into culinary. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And then sophomore year, I figured out that I wanted to do baking rather than cooking. I hope to one day own a cafe or a bakery. I really love just baking, so I just hope to share what I like with everyone else.
So I met Gianna her freshman year here at Appoquinimic High School. I was her human growth and development teacher. She was just a phenomenal student. She is the type of student where if someone needs any type of help or support, she is right there helping them. It was a class that is a lot of talking and communicating, talking about experiences. And so Gianna was very forthcoming with sharing experiences and being involved in the class itself.
I was Gianna's first semester freshman teacher. I had her first period every day, so that's when I was making that transition back into teaching. So we hit it off real well just because of our cultural backgrounds. Italian girl, Italian kid. We grew up very similar. Grandparents, lots of hands-on stuff in the kitchen growing up. And she had a natural skill. Needed refinement like any kid does, but she had all those intangibles that were there. So to help her and see her to foster that all the way through, it's just been really cool to see. In this business, we have the opportunity to grow young minds. If a kid shows a spark in something, don't ever push it down because you don't think it's going to be something worthwhile to them. In her pure love of food and love for this business, it's infectious. So I truly think she's going to go really far with this.
Do what you love. So if you love baking, bake. If you love construction, go build something. It could be just a hobby that you turn into a passion.
Gianna White, for your commitment to feeding the world like we do at Mountaire Farms, it's my pleasure to present to you the WBOC Mountaire Farm to Table Scholarship Award. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Once again, congratulations, Gianna. To find out more information about the WBOC Mountaire Farm to Table Scholarship Program or to nominate a student, go to WBOC.com, click on Features, and then click on Farm to Table.
Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. We'll be right back.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
If you've spent any time outside lately for work, maybe you've thought about changing your career to something a little warmer.
Well, when it comes to warmer occupations, there's nothing quite as fire as a blacksmith, as we see in this week's Remembering Scorchy Taws.
Honoring the life and legacy of Scorchy Taws, thanks to Shorts Marine in Long Neck, Delaware. Shorts Marine, everything but the water.
By now you are saying this man is a blacksmith, and you are right. But Rob Hudson of Piney Neck near Rock Hall is not your ordinary village smithy. Rob's specialty is making knives.
My knife is as good as any knife that can be found, pretty much. It's much better than a commercial knife and as good as any other custom-made knife that there is, and probably better because it's hand-forged.
Rob Hudson is not bragging. He's just telling it like it is. Because you see, Rob travels in select company.
There are 10 master bladesmiths in the United States, and I'm one of those 10. You have to pass a rigorous series of tests to become one, and once you are one, you're allowed to stamp this into your knife blades so that the buyers will know that it's made by a master smith.
There are no two Rob Hudson knives just alike.
Every single knife I've ever made was an individual type. Personal design, custom ordered knives for the exact style and type that the person chooses. I make whatever they want. I'll take an impression of their hand in clay even and get the exact hand size and and fit the knife to the person and to what he's going to do with it. That's the main thing.
All of Rob's knives are made from Damascus steel.
The Damascus knives that I make have been found, similar to the ones I make, have been found in grave sites from 500 AD, 2000 BC in the Egyptian tombs. They're still as good as the day they were made. You cannot break a Damascus blade even with a sledgehammer.
A Rob Hudson knife is not cheap if the initial cost is your only consideration, but the life of the knife can make it a bargain.
I'd say right now the bottom price line is about $200, but generally the average knife costs about $350.
And how long do you guarantee that knife for?
For your life and your son's life and your grandson's.
Dorchester is wandering our Delmarva land for WBOC News.
Remembering Scorchy Taws is sponsored by Shorts Marine. Online at shortsmarine.com.
In honor of Monday's presidential inauguration, did you know that it's believed that the earliest return day in Georgetown happened in 1792?
Did you know that it's called Return Day because voters would return to the county seat 2 days after the election to hear the results?
And did you know that the origin of Return Day is believed to have dated back to 1792 because as of 1791, Lewis was the Sussex County seat?
How you do?
Did You Know is sponsored by North Bay Marina. Outdoors Delmarva will be right back. You're watching Outdoors Delmarva presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
When it comes to New Year's traditions, some drop a ball, some drop a crab pot, but in Ocean City,
They pretend like they're penguins.
We are here at the Princess Royale in Ocean City for the Atlantic General Hospital Penguin Swim. How many years have you been doing this?
This is only my second year being co-chair of the Penguin Swim, so I'm fairly new to it, but it's been one of my favorite events. And the best way, I think, to start off a new year is giving back to your community and getting cold for a cause.
And getting cold for a cause is definitely on the menu for today. Even though the air temperature is 51 degrees and slightly above average for this time of year, that wind is whipping pretty good on the beach.
The wind is blowing, but the sun is out, so we'll take it. We take anything over 50 degrees and a sun out is a win for us.
And let's talk about those wins, because this is a win not just for Atlantic General Hospital, but also the community at large. How have you seen the impact of this event affect the community?
I think it's an amazing event because it gets all ages, you know, kids. You'll have, I think our oldest swimmer last year was 90 some years old that jumped in. And so it brings all different groups of people together. We had over 900 swimmers last year. We'll probably match that this year. There are people still registering as we speak. And then everybody comes together at the same time for a cause that benefits a community hospital. And they all have fun doing it. They love raising the money and being a part of it. So I think it's an amazing thing, and the community certainly benefits from it.
And for those who are unfamiliar with why a hospital would need a fundraiser, kind of walk us through how those funds are used.
So this fundraiser is put on by the foundation, which is a huge part of the hospital because the hospital still has needs, you know, whether it's new stretchers, new equipment. And as the foundation, we raise money that can help with that. And so it's really awesome to sit back as a board member and say, hey, us collectively as a foundation bought X amount of stretchers. We helped fund the new x-ray machine. And so those funds are so important because being a small community hospital, they need all the money that they can get.
How did AGH come up with the idea that, hey, this fundraiser that we need to do to kick off the year needs to be people jumping in the water?
I think it's kind of an ode to where we live. Having the beach, we always said, listen, it's right here in front of us. Why aren't we doing something to capitalize on it? Obviously in the summer, we're busy enough as it is.
Summer's very busy.
Kind of said, you know what, why don't we take that polar plunge and make it a penguin swim and you know, capitalize on people coming together to start a new year off and doing it for great reasons.
And it's not just the Ocean City community that's coming together to help out. You got people from all over.
Yeah, there's people that travel here every year. They stay in the hotel. They're from Pennsylvania, they're from New Jersey. And, they may not necessarily have that immediate connection to the hospital, but they love that they're doing it for a cause. And they love the idea as a family, they're jumping in together.
Well, certainly happy to be a part of event number 1 here in Ocean City. And God bless everybody who's getting out there and jumping in.
No, I can't wait to the costumes, the different outfits. It's always super fun to watch. The energy is amazing, and I love starting off my new year that way. And I think probably 900 people do too.
And in case anybody may have had a little too much champagne last night, this is a great way to sober up.
Listen, that cold water will bounce you back quick.
Sure, after looking at that, I'm feeling rather penguinish, and we're not even in the water.
Just wait until we pretend that we're polar bears on Sunday, February 2nd in Rehoboth.
Look, can we talk about that, actually?
Yeah, we sure can, right after we take a look at the latest viewer photos when Outdoors Delmarva returns.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. And now, here are Jason Lee and Lauren Hitch.
It's time to flip through the photo album and take a look at your latest pictures.
Thanks to our friends at North Bay Marina.
10-year-old Colin Elgin is carrying on the family hunting tradition in Somerset County with his first deer harvested during Youth Weekend.
6-year-old Ty and 12-year-old Tori Millman of Georgetown harvested their respective first deer in the Bridgeville area.
7-year-old Hudson Reed of Milton, pictured here with his younger brother Ryder, shows off his first deer. Can't fake that kind of happiness.
Thomas Hudson of Dagsboro has a great reason to smile as he harvested this big 7-pointer.
Reed Williamson of Federalsburg got his first deer a week before he turned 7. That's a heck of a birthday memory right there.
13-year-old Mason Tall of Federalsburg harvested this huge 7-pointer during Maryland Youth Weekend.
11-year-old Colton Miller of Milford got himself a great first deer in the Bridgeville area.
12-year-old Mackenzie Yinger of Fishing Creek knows how to get a day started by going out duck hunting before school. And she's no slouch when it comes to a fishing pole either, as she reeled in her first white marlin in September of last year.
Matthew Coey of Seaford told us that the Seaford FFA builds, installs, and maintains wood duck boxes on the Nanticoke River, and we're hoping to see the process in person next month.
And Katrina Joseph of Georgetown sent us this beautiful sunset picture from Crisfield.
Outdoors Delmarva viewer pictures are sponsored by North Bay Marina.
Our final Longhorn Butcher and Taxidermy mount of the week for the 2024 season is this incredible full-bodied Sika stag harvested by John Duffy in the Dorchester County area.
For all your butcher and taxidermy needs, call Spencer at 410-422-3942. Stop by the shop on Morris Road in Pittsville or check out Longhorn Butcher on Facebook.
Well, that's going to do it for us this week. Thank you so much for joining us.
And thanks so much for sending in all those wonderful viewer photos. If you have a photo that you'd like to submit, you can go to outdoorsdelmarva.com and click the banner at the top of the page, or scan the QR code in the bottom corner of your screen.
We hope to see you right back here again next week, but until then, my name is Jason Lee.
And I'm Lauren Hitch. We hope to see you
Outdoors Delmarva.
Outdoors Delmarva, a Draper Media production, is presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher Standards. Sponsored by Shorts Marine, Bell Creek Equipment, and Range Time.
Of August.
I gotta stop doing that.
Well, that's going to do it for us today. That's going to do it for us today. That's all for today, kids.